Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of 31 days of gratitude with Maggie. And today I would like to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I would like to talk about our furry babies, our pets. I would like to express my gratitude to these little creatures that don't even know how much joy they bring to us every single day. What was it like where you grew up? Did you grow up with pets? Did you grow up in a house where pets weren't allowed? Because for me, I grew up in a house where pets were not allowed. And this was because my mom had some legit health concerns, not that she didn't like pets. But what ended up happening was that one really cold winter, a puppy somehow got into our garden, and my mom saw it and felt so bad she had to give him some of the leftovers that we had at home. And from there on, he ended up being my puppy, technically. He ended up coming every single day looking for food, and my mom kept giving him food until at some point our downstairs neighbors decided to adopt him. I named him Lucky because I thought, first of all, one of my favorite shows has a character named Lucky. Okay, that was my favorite character in the show. And secondly, he was lucky. Lucky means, fortunate. And I thought that he was lucky. I never saw any of his brothers and sisters. Don't know where his mother was. Probably she passed away that winter. Maybe she was a stray. But my Lucky was lucky. And I was lucky to have found him. That was my first experience, and unfortunately I had to say goodbye to Lucky when I moved from Bulgaria to Tanzania, and that was one of the hardest things. And up until 2014 I was told that Lucky was still alive. Unfortunately I was unable to return, and I know that technically speaking by now he's probably gone, but that was my first puppy and he has a special place in my heart. The second encounter I had with a pet was fairly recent. I had gotten into an accident with my car, just a fender bender, nothing serious. So I took it to the mechanic, and guess what? At the mechanic's, there was a tiny little kitten. So I asked the mechanic, hey, does he belong to anyone? And he was like, nah. It's been here, and we've been giving it food every now and then, but otherwise it doesn't belong to anyone. If you want it, you can take it. And I ended up adopting this kitten. I named it Liz, full name Lizzo, because I thought it was a female. It was very small, and I had zero experience in telling the gender of cats. So a few months later I found out that this kitten is actually male, but by that time I had already named him Liz and he was used to Liz, so we decided to just leave it at that. I remember the first night I had him, I ended up watching a ton of cat videos and how to deal with a cat, your first time having a cat. And I genuinely hope that he would be of good temperament, so to speak. And I can tell you that Liz was amazing. The whole time I had him, Liz was a little bit like a dog. He couldn't play fetch, but if you called his name, he would answer. He was like, yeah, I'm here, I got you, girl. And he hated cars. One of the most heartbreaking rides was the last ride, where I had to give him away because I was moving again to a different country and I couldn't take him with me. A few months into my stay, I was informed that he had left, because I would let him go. He is that kind of cat. I would let him go and explore, play with other cats, climb trees. So she let him go in the middle of the day and he never came back. That was one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with recently, but I'm so grateful that I had the privilege to meet Liz. I'm so grateful that I had the privilege to experience life with him. In a way, he saved me. I was in a tough spot, I was really stressed, but Liz actually helped me get through a lot of things. There are nights where I was really anxious or crying, and he would just curl up on my lap and sit with me. So he will always hold a special place in my heart. I currently have fish because, weird story, I was walking a friend's dog this one time while pet sitting, and we ended up finding an abandoned aquarium on the side of the road. And I don't know what kind of a person does that. I mean, why throw fish? Like, they can't walk, they can't help themselves, they can't find food, they can't fend for themselves. And by the time I found the aquarium, some of the fish had already died, so I had to fish out the unfortunate casualties and get a bucket to get the survivors. I had to rush to the pet store and get them a new home. They settled in, and to be honest, within a few months, a lot of them died because I think they were already sick from the exposure. I don't know how long they had been out there in the Dubai weather, you know, sun, dust, everything was getting in that tank. So a lot of them died, but I have one last redfish with me right now, and I think it's a she, and I think she's a survivor. And I'm glad I found them when I did, and for the ones that passed away, I'm glad that I was able to make their last days at least bearable, you know. So, what's your pet story? Have you ever had any pets? Let me know in the comment section. And thank you for joining me again.